my name is Hope and welcome back to my channel. I love musicals, every part of my life, and today we are back in London. We are seeing another show. Now, if you're watching this when it comes out, yes, this is filmed exactly the day after the Frozen one, but I'm spreading them out. I'm giving you some variety, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. Today we are seeing Phantom of the Opera at Her Majesty's Theatre. Looking forward to it. Don't know how it's gonna go. Hopefully it'll go well. We did rush tickets again, so we'll see how that fared for us. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you in a bit. Also, giant ice cream. I don't know why. But before I get into this video, remember that you can like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get notified every time I upload, which is particularly every Sunday, but sometimes extra days in the week as well. Apparently over 90% of my viewership is not actually subscribed. So what are you doing? Subscribe right now. I'm just joking, you don't have to do that. But also remember, you can follow me at all my social medias, which is X, Hope Wilson X on Instagram, Hope Wilson with 2 N's and an underscore on Twitter, and Hope Wilson 45 on TikTok. But with all that, let's get back into the video. And if you can see it, there, just round behind it, is Nelson's Column, which I never realised was that tall. There is Trafalgar Square. Fun little thing for you. Remember in that vlog when I said soon for Phantom? Well, today is soon. Oh, I can't zoom any more than that. Anyway, woohoo! Also, I know I'm walking, but I'm gonna do my outfit. Sunglasses are from Primark, obviously. Bag is also from Primark. This dress is from Shein, and I know I do it every time, but you know, whatever. And my shoes are from Nike. Simple as. Woohoo! I'm secured. For some reason it's really weird lighting here, but we're going in.
There's a shop next to the Jets.
It's a bit ominous, but I guess it fits with the vibe. This is where we are. So weird. Even though we're in J, it's actually like really close to stage. I don't know if I showed you my view. I know it's not very clear and it is half time, so it's a bit loud. But it's actually like more like this view than like, oh, I've gone to oh my god. But we're actually really close to stage and it's a really good view. So I'm very impressed with that. It is half time. I'm enjoying it. My seat is actually really good. There are a couple of late people and 2 of them sat right in front of us, but they ended up moving like across because those seats have been sold. But you know, enjoying it. You know, you can't complain at Western Show, you really can't. Like 30 quid for a stall seat when the people behind us are probably paying like 80 or more. So, yeah, really can't complain. Also, it's a bit hypnotic. I don't know if people like they were singing All I Ask of You, and I was just kind of sat there, like zoning out, because I was just entranced by music. It was weird. Anyway, I'll see you when it's the show. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we have understudy Christine Dye on. Well, she's great. I'm loving her. She makes it sound very, very easy. This is the other set. Woo! So the show is over. I very much enjoyed it, and I'll give you a review in due course. Okay, so I'll be honest with you, it has been pretty much a month since I've seen the show, but I still remember it, so that's what I'm going to be talking about. So we'll start off with the show overall. I think it was a great show. I have always liked Phantom, I've never loved it. I still would say that's still my opinion of the show, but it has nothing to do with me watching it and just has to do with the fact that it's not my favourite show ever. I will say I didn't actually know the show amazingly well before going into it. I didn't even realise the show was fully sung through. And it took me by surprise. I thought there'd be a lot more talking, but there was like no talking. It's like Les Mis where you sing it all the way through. And I understand that this is sounding really boring, so let's go on to some more interesting stuff. My least favourite part of the show as a whole was actually the chandelier, which I feel like a lot of people will be shocked by, because the chandelier is like this big thing in the show. And if you don't know, it's basically the chandelier which they pull up at the beginning of the show, which is really cool, but also kind of like made me quite paranoid. Because I was like, what if that just drops and just hits someone? That's not going to end well. But anyway. At the end of Act 1, the chandelier essentially drops and goes into the stage as if it's going to hit Christine. But I think it was slightly delayed and like it goes slower than you think it should. So it's a bit anticlimactic, and so there doesn't feel like there's any kind of like tension there, and it kind of took me out of it. But like honestly, it was fine. Like I said earlier in the video, we had the understudy on for Christine, but she was great. Like I'm all for understudies, honestly. And I think her name was Anouk. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm so sorry about that. But she was great and her voice was just like beautiful. But I do think everyone in the show was like particularly strong. This is actually the second time I will have seen Killian Donnelly. I saw him on the UK tour of Les Mis as Jean Valjean, and he was playing the Phantom of the Opera on the West End, so that's the second time I've seen him, so he's one of the only performers I've seen more than once. I can't remember exactly how many it is, but I know I saw one guy who was in Shrek and in something else, and there was someone who was in Avenue Q and Miss Saigon. My memory is so shocking, so I guarantee those are wrong. But if you look back and watch my vlogs, you'll be able to figure out which ones, because I mention it in all of those, even though I didn't have a YouTube channel when I watched Shrek. Anyway, I loved just like most things in the show. I mean, I didn't feel like I normally feel after a show, but I think that's just a me thing. I don't know if it was because of where we were sat or what. Like, I don't know. Just having watched these two West End shows, Frozen and Phantom, I just did not get the same effect that I have for like all shows before that. Because when I watch Come From Away, I adore Come From Away. And so I don't know if it's just a me thing or like what, but it was always very strange. Just the fact that I think I'd like West End shows more, not less. But they were still great shows, and it really shouldn't like stop you from watching them because they are genuinely great. I do think it's just like a me being like a little bit out of it. I don't really know. But I'll say technically the show was very strong, like costume and set, apart from Chandelier, were absolutely astonishing. Masquerade, there's not one right way to look at Masquerade. You can just look anywhere and something is going on, and I really, really do like that. And I think it makes watching shows again so much more rewarding. I haven't seen Phantom before, but I just mean as an example. I think it's great where you get to watch shows that bring something different, even if it's the same show, because I just think it brings new life into a show. Like it does with cast changes, which Phantom has just had recently, but I'm actually unsure whether I have the new cast or the old cast. I want to say I had the old cast, but don't take my word on that. This is just an aside and has really little to do with the show, because I feel like with this show, it's such a cohesive show. Like, it's all about Fatima and Christine, obviously, but every character, apart from Meg, I would say has like a lot to do. And so it's really hard to like mark them individually, especially when everybody was so strong. But I will say this is one of the first shows that like I found difficult to like talk about people individually, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just is the way the show is written and done, and that's how it becomes like harder to gauge. But like I'm genuinely struggling to talk about it, not because it was bad, but A, because I was lucky hypnotized, so sometimes I was zoning out, even though, but like for a good reason, because it was just like so hypnotic. But like secondly, because everyone was strong. Like, I really don't have any complaints about the show other than the Chandelier. Like, it's just a very strong show in general, and I can really appreciate what it does for like theatre in general. Like, it's such a huge show. Well, pretty much everyone's heard of the Phantom of the Opera, but I do find it strange how I just can't talk about it. Like, I'm not under any obligation to not talk about it. I just struggle to talk about it. And now I'm just going on a tangent about how I can't talk about a show in the show vlog. So I'm sorry about that. But really, closing statement, go watch the show. Like, it's a great show, it's a strong show, not really any complaints by me, do you know what I mean? Like, go watch it. I really can't think of anything else to say. But thank you so much for watching this video. It was such a terrible review, and I'm really sorry about that, so whoops. Thank you for watching this video. You can like it if you liked it, or subscribe if you feel like it. You can also follow me on all my social medias, which will be here. You can keep enjoying musicals as much as me, and I will see you in the next one.